minute by minute, hour by hour, second by second. I know that was asked backwards, but the point being is the time keeps going, and here we are talking about the end of the year for 2024. Ring the bell, Arizona iced tea in hand. You know how we do it. Cheers to the team. Cheers to the middleman. Cheers to you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Episode 123, the Middleman Podcast 2024 recap. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, guys. Let's talk about it. Shout out to Fresh Fit right here. Mr. Dairy World gave it to me. This phenomenal shirt. If you saw the last episode, you saw what the shirt is made out of and what is on the backside. We'll show you later. We have a sign here. We have a whole bunch of things, all Middleman Podcast related, as well as Atmosfere Music Festival. But what's important is that you're here right now, tuning in with me for what we did once in the past, such as episode 50, called The Middleman Podcast Presents The Man in the Middle. I remember saying that I was going to start a side series and doing something like this, and I never did. I never followed up on it. But I still think it's crucial and important for me to have some of these episodes by myself, such as a recap that you're about to listen to today. So here we are. You know, the first episode dropped in 2024 was episode 97 featuring the real Trendella. We dropped a total of, this one right here will be episode 123. So that means if you do the math there, we dropped a total of 26 episodes this year, as well as 10 vlogs. Okay, there's 52 weeks in a year, which means that we did 36 episodes, 36 drops this year for the Middleman. So a little round of applause for my team, for the people to make it happen. Shout out Michael. He's here in the booth as always. Michael, say hello to the people. I know you got your microphone off to the side there.
Yeah, what's up? What's up?
Thanks for being here, bro. It's been one hell of a year. We have Nezo on the audio engineer. You know, he's over there cooking all the time. Just spoke with him. Phenomenal soul, phenomenal spotlight there. And then we have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Z Visions, who is the editor of these phenomenal videos that you see week in and week out. And it's just, you know, kudos to my team and for us to be able to do this for 36 weeks. You know, it hasn't been consistent. Actually, excuse me, it has been consistent. We've had a little bit of discrepancies where we need to take a step back. But what's important is that the Middleman Podcast has elevated itself within the year. Okay, we need to elevate year in and year out. So what do, right? We did episode 97 featuring the real Trendella. We did episode 98. We did episode 99. Episode 98 was, I hope I'm correct on this, but I may be wrong. It could have been The Artist of Chico. Episode 99 was Steve's PA. Episode 100 was February 7th, 2024. We recorded that. We did it at it was a live podcast. It was my first live podcast. And holy shit, was that phenomenal. Okay, that was an absolute experience. We were at Analog Culture. We did a live podcast. We had about 50 people there at maybe max capacity tuning in on a show. And that was one hell of an experience. And I'm excited to do another one of those. So let's look back at episode 100, at the milestone that we achieved there, okay? Episode 100 was a live podcast. Michael, you remember that. We were going through everything, man. It was weeks of preparation, right? And it was quite the experience.
Yeah, it was quite the experience. It really worked out very well. It really did.
It did.
For the first time, you know what I mean?
You know what? I want to add to that. You know, a lot of the things that we've experienced this year work out really well, okay? And I don't know if it's luck. I don't know if it's over planning. But you know, you think about the butterfly effect. Anything that can happen will happen. You know, so with that live episode, we were going through a lot. I remember I had to run back to the store or run back home a few times to gather cameras, batteries, things of that nature. And we ultimately got it done. And that was an experience. And I am looking forward to doing that once again. As a matter of fact, I'm planning on doing that for episode 150, another live podcast, because it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. Speaking to multiple people, you know what that showed me right then and there was the importance of the Middleman Podcast. The people who we've spoken to, the people who we impacted, the people who are eager to get on a show that we weren't able to provide a show until episode 100 and on. And that right there was a really cool experience to see everyone come through and really support me. And it's humbling as well, because it's like, you know, you really sit there. I sit there constantly and I think to myself, like, I don't think I'm anything special. Never. do I think I'm anything special. I think I'm just a guy who has the ability to speak, the ability to connect, and the ability to, have a great team behind me to get this all done. But when people come together for you, the people came together for me. Like, the people came to support me and to support this podcast and to support our mission and what we do here. And that's fucking wild. It really is, to be able to sit there and be like, yeah, we have a great support system. Everyone who is a part of the show, everyone who has been on the show, even just followed the page, subscribed, made a comment here or there, did a repost. It's crazy. It really is. I've met a lot of people in this journey, and it is impactful and it's important. And I think right now I'm really understanding how important it was to do that. And that's cool. That's cool, because I remember episode 50, I would ask myself questions, and what's the word when you're going through a past memory? Recollect?
Nostalgia? You're trying to say?
I think I'm recollecting. Yeah, I'm recollecting what it was, what's happened, what I've done. And I don't do that a lot, if I'm being honest, because I'm constantly on the go. I've talked about it on the show many of times. I have a hard time trying to live in a moment. I have a hard time really understanding what we're doing here. I'm always looking for the next thing, and it de-appreciates the actual moment right then and there. Episode 100, I remember a lot of people came up to me, yo, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? And I was like, I feel all right. I feel okay. I think it's going to settle in eventually. And I think right now is when it's actually settling in, believe it or not, that really happened. And so after episode 100, we also produced a vlog there, the behind the scenes vlog, which was a lot of fun. And a lot of people really enjoyed seeing what goes into the production of making an event happen. I'm running events now. That's awesome. I'm over here running events. Never did I think I'd be running an event. I've always talked about, maybe the Middleman Podcast will run a music festival, which we will get to. Okay. But I'm just casually running events, live events, doing First Fridays, incorporating myself here and there. I'm incorporated in a lot of things. And Nezo had helped me realize that. He's like, Kev, you got to understand, you are submerged in a lot of things because of this podcast. And I really am, minute by minute, second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour. The time always goes. And I'm just submerged in it. And sometimes I don't sit there and I realize how great this really is. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting and, helping me be able to sit here right now and recollect on those good times and what we achieved there. So episode 100 happened. After episode 100, we took a break. We took a hiatus. Did we not? Yes, we did. For 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think so.
Correct, right? We did 2 weeks hiatus. We came back 101. And then we ran episodes all the way to 111. Okay? Episode 111 was the last episode dropped with my brother when we only had one camera. Okay, so what happened? Right? August 5th comes. We dropped that episode. We're getting ready for our Atmosfere Music Festival. My buddy, Mr. 570 Exotics, Drew Chase, came to me and he said, hey, Kev, I know you've talked about wanting to run an event, a festival of some sort. Listen, I got this. I got an idea that was presented to me, and you were the first person I called. And I was like, hell yeah, we're locked in. Let's do this. Let's, if we, and I remember telling him that it had to be, I needed to be 100% locked in. The people around needed to be the right team to get this thing done. And so we called upon numerous people, such as Mr. Methadonics. We called upon Steve's PA. We called upon, people who have been on the show who, supported and invested in during that show, such as Mike Wilcox, such as Dallas Newsome. And I know that there were the Maurices there as well. I don't know. Am I missing anyone? I think I might have got everyone. I think I got everyone who was a part of Atmosfere in the planning stages. So here comes Atmosfere Music Festival. 3 months of chaos. Okay. 3 months of we got time. We'll get it done. And wow, second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour, that shit was here. in a matter of a blink of an eye. And the caliber of that show was amazing. What we achieved there was stunning. Oh my gosh, was it stunning, man. Shout out Mr. Z Visions there. He produced a wonderful vlog, okay? And I was actually, right before the show, I was watching it, and I was reminiscing, and I was reminiscing. That was the word I was looking for. Not recollecting, it was reminiscing. I was reminiscing on that experience and the nerves, and you can really see the authentic side of me. Everything's authentic. Everything you see is authentic. But when I'm in a podcast versus to when I'm just talking in the street, like it's a little bit different, right? So we're there, we're doing Atmosfere Music Festival, and we're planning it, and we get to the day of, and I remember I took a hiatus because I was going through a hardship in life. You know, I was going through a hardship in life. Sad boy shit. You know, actually, as a matter of fact, I believe she gave me these fucking shoes, and I'm rocking these shoes, and you know, that was just a sign for her to walk out of my life, and that's how it is. Drop that bar. And so we go to Atmosfere, and wow, what the Atmosfere showed me. Okay, what the Atmosfere showed me. Atmosfere showed me that everything that I've built, it really showed me what I've built. It really did. It really showed me the amount of people who I could call upon. It really showed me that, you know, I'm a speaker. I know people. People know me. Okay. And that's cool, right? That's cool. You know, a lot of people know me. I can call a lot of people, and I can ask them for, you know, let's just say a favor, you know, like, you know, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I was talking about it in the Pop Go Project podcast. Genuine, right? Genuine. What is being genuine? You know, if you're genuine, people want to do for you. And I was able to do that, man. I was able to call upon so many people. I was able to contact people who I've never spoken to a day in my life, such as Poppy's Kitchen, the food truck, and ask them to be a part of this extravagant event. And what helped is the catalog. What helped is, you know, the work behind the Middleman Podcast, that it's like, I'm actually here doing it, and I'm not just talking to you and blowing smoke up your ass. I'm being for real. Like, I have the credentials. I have the work behind to show you that I am as dedicated as almost anyone to do what I say I'm going to do. Like, if I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If I tell you I'm going to do it to my most 100% ability, I do. And that's what we did during Atmosfere Music Festival. So Atmosfere, I became the MC. I became the speaker. And that was a dream come true, on a for real. That was a milestone that I remember setting for myself a long time ago. And I remember, as we all know, I talked to Mary, and I was outside with her, and I remember looking up in the sky, and I remember saying, fuck, this is really happening. Like, I'm really going to be the first person on that stage. I'm really going to be the MC. I'm really going to be the face of what the heck is going on here for that night. And there it is again. Another milestone that I set for myself way back then. And I hit it. And I couldn't appreciate it within that moment because I'm already setting the next one. Is that a problem, guys? I don't know. Is it a problem, Michael? Is that a problem?
Nah.
Do you think I should sit here and really, you know, acknowledge these milestones when I surpass them?
I mean, if you keep thinking that way, I guess you can put yourself like in a weird state, but like probably not, I would say.
Mr. Methadonics, you're in the room right here. Do you think it could be a problem? You know, how do I address this? Because I don't want to seem ungrateful for these milestones that we achieve, and like, yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily being ungrateful because I go through the same exact thing. It's hard. What we do is very fast paced. Our minds jump months, years ahead of where we're at, and it makes it very difficult to appreciate those moments, but that doesn't mean we're not appreciative of them. We just forget to take a second and think about what we're doing because honestly, dude, it's fucking crazy what we do.
It's fast paced, right?
Very.
It's fast paced, but it's a slow game.
Yeah.
It's a slow game because like it takes so long to get to where we're at. We just did the episode with Derry. Episode 40. 82 episodes later. 82. Let that settle in. 82 episodes later, he's back. A lot has happened. It seems so fast, but it was 2 years. It was essentially 2 years. It's a slow game, but it's so fast paced because we are so dedicated to this consistency and to move forward and push through. And I really don't want to de-appreciate any of the values of anything that's happened in the past, because like when I'm in it, bro, I'm in a full appreciation. I know I'm in work mode, but it's like, yeah, this is fucking awesome. Like we're doing great things here. We've promote guests and yeah, man, it's just real fast paced, man. Real fast paced.
It always will be. It's never going to get slower. It's only going to get faster. But remember, it's not a problem. Just try to take more time and think about what you're doing because it's great. It's very, very real. It's very, very amazing. And you just have to remember that. Even if it's for an hour a day, just think about it.
An hour a day is too much time for me.
Yeah, me too.
An hour a day is too much time for me.
But it might work.
I need to figure out a way to maybe sit down with my thoughts every week and think about what you achieved that week. And, I want to encourage a lot of people who maybe feel the same way, that you hit milestones, that you move forward in life and you don't take that moment to realize like, oh, wow, I set that goal for myself a while back and I surpassed it and you didn't even acknowledge it. It's amazing. It really is. So, so we did Atmosfere and that night was the craziest night of my life. And I'm not going to lie, sitting here talking to you guys, I am like itching to do another one. I'm itching to get back on there. I'm itching to get back on a stage and to do phenomenal things once more. Because like, I'm an energy, bro. I have a personality. I'm an energy and I have a personality and I like to have a good time and I like to bring people together. Time and time again, I've said that the Middleman Podcast, what do? We bring people together. What is the middleman's job? My job is to connect A to C, but I'm B. I'm in the middle, okay? And we do that, whether it be connecting, person to person or, connecting place to people or, event to people. But it's running through me, in a sense. At some point, it's running through me, not only me, but other people as well. But to be a part of it, yeah, we're achieving it, bro. We're achieving what the middleman set out to do. And so we did Atmosfere. Atmosfere's over. 14 artists. Amazing night. Phenomenal night. People talked to me about the show and they were like, how did Atmosfere find you guys? And that was pretty cool because it was like, we are Atmosfere. Like, we did this. And I want to put an extra emphasis on we, because, I don't want anyone to feel as if I'm trying to take any of the spotlight for myself because that's not the case. And those people who I work with, they know that. I just need the public to know that it is not only me. I'm just in the role that I am in because I do what I do, such as speaking. And you guys know my face. You see it everywhere. You see it every week. You see it every Monday because we made it that way. Because the Middleman Podcast made you understand that we're going to drop a podcast every week. Consistency. Say it time in and day out. Consistency is key. And it is amazing what the hell we do here. It really is. It's fucking amazing. I'm sorry. I'm just boasting here for a minute. To sit here and look at this sign. Look at this sign right here. After episode 100, this sign was retired. Okay. Right here we have episode 50 and probably on after that. Episode 50 on to episode 100 right here on this sign right here. There's no sign on the corner right here that's adding more signatures each and every week. And that is so cool. Like, that is awesome to me to be able to look at that and see it fill up. And I've talked to people who have been on the show and they're like, yeah, I like seeing my signature up there. I see it when you're doing an episode. I see it when you're doing the reels. It's like, oh, I was there. Yeah, you were here. You helped me. I helped you guys. And you definitely made me be as successful as I am in this realm of podcasting, because if it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't have a podcast because I can't do this every week. It's impossible. All right. So Atmosfere happens. What do? We take a hiatus. We took a break, right? We had one camera. It was that time. We've talked about it. Michael, we talked about it. Zach, we talked about it. Nezo, we talked about it. Upgrade. We had to upgrade right here. Right here. An upgrading podcast. That's what I wrote. Episode 50. Episode 51. An upgrading podcast. That's what it was all about. And so we needed to make the upgrade. So what do? We got rid of the table. I've been saying I wanted to get rid of this table. I wanted to get rid of this freaking table that if there was a fire, the only place I could go is out this window and the other person would have to go that way. It was, if you were here, you know it was unpleasant to be like, oh, excuse me, bro, I got to get behind you. My fault. Trying to slide out of here, right? Got rid of that. Got new cameras. The ones that we were using right now. Got this nightstand gifted by Mr. Incarnato, Ensemble's Design. Who the fuck is designing your shit? We got the booms and we got the microphones. We upgraded. Because it was necessary. And so, although we did take a break and we disrupted our consistency, we came back to you guys with something even better. A new set, a more relaxed set. And the feedback from the public has been amazing. You guys are a fan of this set. You guys say it's more relaxed, it's more chill. And you guys like the direction that the podcast is going. The production. Shout out to production. Shout out to production team. Nezo, C-Visions, Mr. Michael here. The production, the people. You guys are awesome. You guys are telling us the production has gotten so much better, right? Michael?
Yeah, dude, from like episode 51 to now. Episode 51 looked like garbage, bro.
It makes you cringe, right?
Yeah, that's so bad. It's so gross. Compared to now, with the lights and everything, it looks way better.
It feels a lot
100
better,
times
man.
Better, yeah.
So, we took a hiatus. We come back. We get new camera. We get new equipment. We run into new problems, right? But we make it happen. We lived, we learned, and now we're starting to get a really nice groove with this new setup. We got a really nice way of interviewing. You know, I've evolved myself as an interviewer. I've evolved by asking the right questions. I've evolved by listening to what needs to be listened to. I've evolved by just, making these connections with so many people, guys, and it's only gonna continue to rise. Like, when I tell you that our numbers continue to grow, and I am extremely happy about it, it's fucking amazing. I have a personal goal, okay, that kind of like I set maybe a month ago. As for numbers wise, and I'm not gonna say what I want them to be, but I'm gonna just say we are extremely close to getting where I want to be by the end of this year. So hopefully by the end of this video, we hit the milestone and we get there, and we keep kicking ass week in and week out, bro. Week in and week out. So we do all these episodes, right? And we speak to so many individuals, and we do tea time. And what's next, Kev? What is next? We're getting into 2025, right? What's next for the Middleman? What do we want to achieve in 2025? Wait, but before we get on that, right? Back on the topic of events and running events. The next event that we ran was a 3v3 basketball tournament at Marywood University for charity. Proceeds got donated to the United Neighborhood Centers through the Feed a Friend program, which you guys heard me say it time and time again. And to be able to pull that off at a college, to be able to speak to these people and throw my name in a ring with, credentialed people within the area, and now they know who I am and I know who they are, and we have a connection and we have a bond, is tremendous. It is insane. Think about that. Like, I'm just a kid from Toby Harlem, the 570 PCP, you heard? That's how it is. Mount Pocono. Born in Rockaway, New York. Queens. Not wealthy. Mother was single. She had 3 boys by herself. And she raised us. And real shit, our crib when we were younger, like as toddlers or whatever, like my brother and I, we had cribs, was a drawer, like an actual drawer. My mom didn't close the drawer when it was time to go to bed. But we slept in a drawer, okay? We had 2 doors, the front door and the bathroom door. Everything else was sheets. Just a kid from Far Rockaway, New York, Queens, right? I don't say I'm from Far Rockaway, New York. I say I'm from Tobyhanna because that's where I grew up. But to think about that, and to think about where I am right now, and to think about where I'm going, that's always going to stick in the back of my mind. Always. Because it's like where I came from, who I am. And I'm never going to lose that. You can't lose that. Because that's when you become cocky, you become arrogant, and you like take a lot of things for granted, bro. There were a lot of things that I was not privileged to growing up. I had to grow up really quick. And that's just the way my life was. We were young men. We were young adults at a really early age, man, you know, taking care of ourselves, my brothers and I. I think about that now, man. I think about how that influences the podcast, how that influences me. And what I think it really instilled in me is just a drive to continue to go and not be in that situation. Now, it wasn't the best situation. My mom, you know, we weren't, it could have been worse, right? It could have been worse. It could always be worse. But, man, oh man. That was some real shit, bro. We were down bad. We were broke, man. We were broke. I'm not rich. I'm not swimming in it, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling comfy. My brothers are good. My family's okay. And to think that I'm doing this? What? What? Where? When? How? Why? How did it happen? It just happened. And then we fell in love with it. And we continue to do it every day. And that to me is amazing because I'm only 26 right now. I'll be 27 soon. What am I going to be doing when I'm 36? What milestone are we going to reach? What are we going to do? You know what? The biggest milestone for the Middleman Podcast, the next big milestone for the Middleman Podcast is to get a studio, to get a space, to call our own, to call our home. That's what's up. That's what we want to do. We have the tools. We have the equipment list. I have my team. Let's move it out of here and let's make it bigger and let's make it more official, more grand. You know, because I just want to be able to say that I have done that and that we have our own studio because it shows the growth within the entire program. Started at Sanctuary Studio. Then Sanctuary Studio closed down. So we went to my apartment, which becomes a studio apartment. And then we go on the road and we do live podcasts. Next big step, we're getting a home. We're getting a home. We're going to get sponsorships. We're going to legitimize this entire thing. That is what I want to focus on in 2025. Is how do I make my passion earn me some income so I can continue and make it my everyday life? How do we do it? We do it by you guys watching. We do it by you guys supporting. We do it by going out and introducing ourselves to all these people. And one way or another, man, we're on the right path. We're going to get there. The Middleman Podcast Studio, mark my words, might not be 2025. Might be 2026. But when it happens, holy shit, is that going to be awesome to have our own home, man, because it's like, wow. We really started with a microphone in a dream, as they say, right? No dollar in a dream here, just a microphone in a dream. A talkative mouth, I guess you could say. And we do it, man. We do it week in and week out. And I'm really excited for this next live podcast. Okay? So be on the lookout for that, because that is something that I think could potentially be happening within the winter months. Within the winter months, it all depends. We got to lay out the episodes and make sure we try to get to episode 150 to do that. But I will tell you this, episode 150 will be another live podcast. Doesn't matter what the hell's going on. I could be running another Atmosfere Music Festival the next week. If I still got to run a live podcast, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's a milestone. It's a goal. It's something that I have set. It's on my mind. You all loved it. I loved it. I'm ready to do it again. Another live podcast, 2025. More guests, more avenues. We already have 4 guests booked in January. And this next episode that you guys are going to see, you guys aren't ready for. I promise you, you guys are not ready for. I don't even think I'm ready for it, but I'm ecstatic for it. I'm not even going to tell you who it is, but it's going to be, I might cry. Who knows? I might cry, but it's going to be one of those episodes that is impactful and should have been done a long time ago. Should have been done a long time ago. I lost my train of thought. Where was I going? I know I was talking about the future, 2025. What do you guys want to see, right? What do you guys want to see? Tea time, right? I had someone tell me, they were like, yo, you should do away with Arizona. And they were like, you should. That individual was 2 Jeebs. Shout out 2 Jeebs. Listen to his music. I found him through Jazzy Lion Man. But you see, fuck Arizona. Fuck big corporate, is what he said. And I said, I hear you. He goes, find a local tea company and have them sponsor you. Have them be your tea time. And I was like, you're right. Let's tap into the area. I know I can do it. I know I can. I've done it. It's just the legitimacy. What am I insecure about in the Middleman Podcast? My business admin. That is what I'm insecure about in the Middleman Podcast. My business admin, guys, is not the best. It could be better. But I'm just being honest with you. I'm good at everything else, or at least I think I am. My business admin, we got to do better. And that's on me. That's on me. But this is my first time doing it, just like it's your first time living life, right? We don't know how the hell we're going to do it. We just do it. And, you know, earlier we had mentioned that the one event really turned out well. Atmosfere really turned out well. The basketball event really turned out well. Doing something right. Is it the heavens that are supporting me? Is it the intensive planning that's supporting me? Is it the system behind me? I think it's a mixture of everything that is making this happen. And it's dope, bro. It really is. So business admin, we're going to tighten that up. We're going to get sponsorships. You're going to see us get sponsored. You're going to see us get merch. You're going to see it. I'm positive. I'm 100% positive. I feel very good about that. I remember Sachiko, the artist Sachiko, she had told me, said 2024 is going to be a big year for you, man. She told me that in 2023. And I was like, oh, yeah, you know. I took it as most comments, as what most people say. Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. You know, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's hard to take compliments, isn't it? It is. It's hard to take compliments. But damn, was she right? Was she right? 2024 was a big year, man. I'm not even going to say it, but, you know, I just told you what we achieved. We achieved so much. We achieved so much. And it's really cool because I think I reached my milestones. I surpassed my milestones that I set upon myself for last year into this year. And fast pace. Never got the time to sit down and think about it until now with you guys. Real shit right here, right now. And it's awesome, man. It really is. So, 2025, here we come. Brand new episodes. New guests. Return guests. New concepts. More business savvy, right? Get some sponsorships. Atmosfere Music Festival 2025. We're ready. Are you? I'm so ready. We're ready to go. Another live event, another live podcast for everyone to be there. First Friday. It's going to be a first Friday. Just know that. Okay? And more events on the side. Event coordinator, the Middleman Podcast, Kevin Martinez. I am the man in the middle, Kevin Martinez. Reporting you live from downtown Scranton, the Electric City, where it's my home, and it's been my home for a while now. And this is the base of the Middleman Podcast. This is how we do it. You see this sign right here? And you also see the one up there. And you see everyone who's been here. I've been here the whole time. It's fucking crazy. It really is. With that being said, everyone, thank you for tuning in for the Middleman Podcast recap of 2024. We're excited for 2025. The team and I are ready to roll. God bless you all. I love you all. And thank you for tuning in. I am the man in the middle, Kevin Martinez, signing out. Peace.